What's up there guys, GarethWilliam414 here, and today I'm bringing you my Yugi Muto Deck Profile. This deck went through so many changes and probably will continue to do so. Reason being is because Yugi used so many cool cards throughout the show, and if I put them all into one deck, the deck would be absolutely massive. So what I've done is I've just condensed it down and just used cards that he's used throughout. And what I've also done is I've made a Duelist Kingdom deck profile. I'm going to make a Battle City one, Waking the Dragon. So if there's any cards I'm missing, they will more than likely be in there. This deck is amazing and it's so much fun to play. I love it. It's the ultimate deck in terms of nostalgia. So don't forget you can head over to my channel for more character deck profiles, character deck duels and Yu-Gi-Oh openings. Let's see if we can get this video to 25 likes. If we could do that, that'd be absolutely amazing. And before we start, I'm just going to show you the awesome sleeves that I bought for this deck. It's Yugi with the seal of Orichalcos behind him. I think it looks awesome. Just adds that final touch to the deck. So let's start with none other than Yugi's Dark Magician, and it has to be the original artwork. It can't be any other artwork for a Yugi deck. He's a 7-star monster with 2,500 attack. Next up we've got Dark Magician Girl. She's a 6-star monster with 2,000 attack. Her effect is, so look, increase the attack of this monster by 300 points for each Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Then I went for Sly for the Sky Dragon. I only included this card rather than all three. I know he had all three, but I've got Obelisk and Kybers and obviously Ra and Marix. I thought, you know, having all three would be a bit overpowering, and it was a bit cloggy to be fair. Next up we have Dark Magician of Chaos. This card is awesome. I love the artwork on the spellcasters. His effect is, when this card is normal summoned or special summoned successfully, you can add one spell card from your graveyard to your hand. And basically when this card's like in battle, if it destroys a monster, it's removed from play, and if this monster is destroyed, it's also removed from play. Next up I have Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. This card debuted in Battle City, I think it was against Strings. It's Buster Blader, 7-star monster with 2,600 attack. His effect is, the attack of this card increases by 500 points for every dragon type monster on your opponent's side of the field and graveyard. So this guy can become amazingly insane, especially if you're dueling against Kai, because he's got a lot of dragons. Then we've got Swift Guy, the Fierce Knight, an absolute classic card here. Summon Skull, been with him since the very beginning. 6-star monster, 2,500 attack. When Yu-Gi-Oh first came out, this guy was absolutely insane. Obviously, because not many monsters were stronger than him, and he was really easy to summon to the field. Next up, we've got Baphomet. He's a 5-star monster with 1,400 attack, 1,800 defense. He's absolutely garbage, but it's the effects you want. When this card is normal or flip summon, you can add one Gazelle, King of Mythical Beasts, from your deck to your hand. So the ideal situation is that you've got Polymerization in hand and you're going to fuse these two together. After that, I've got Breaker, the Magical Warrior, Magician's Valkyria, Skilled Dark Magician. These next cards debuted in the Battle City semi-finals, I believe. It's Jack's Knight, Queen's Knight, and obviously King's Knight. These were put in his deck just so he could get 3 monsters on the field very easily, so he could get Slifer out. After that, we've got Big Shield Gardener. This guy is huge. In terms of defense, of the attack, he's only got 100, but defense 2,600 defense for a 4-star monster. That's absolutely unbelievable. It's just his effect that lets him down, unfortunately. When this card is attacked, I think it's, let's have a look, when is it? Yeah, it's changed to attack position at the end of the damage step, so he'll just get run over straight after that. Then I've got Obnoxious Celtic Guard, a classic mystical elf. These next three debuted in Battle City. We've got Alpha the Magnet Warrior, Beta, and Gamma the Magnet Warrior. I haven't included Valkyrion in this deck. I found that with all the boss monsters I've got in there already, he was just really cloggy when I draw him. But he will feature in the Battle City version of his deck, so don't worry. Next up, another card that you can't build Yugi's deck without, it's Kuribo. Kuribo looks so cool. check him out. He's got a really cool effect as well. So you can discard this card from your hand to the graveyard to make the damage inflicted to your life points by one opponent's monster 0. And it can only be activated during your opponent's battle phase. The final monster I've got in Yugi's deck, without a doubt, is his strongest. I absolutely love this card. It's Water Bomb. No, I've just got Water Bomb in there for the lols, really. So that does it for the monsters I've included in my Yugi deck. I'm going to move on to the spells now. So to start with, we've got Swords of Revealing Light, and this was used a lot during Duelist Kingdom. This was basically Yugi's stall card until he drew into better monsters. Then I've got Exchange. Then I've got Multiply, so we can summon a million Karibos to the field. Not really, I've only got 5 slots, so you've got a maximum of 5 Karibo tokens you can get there. Soul Taker. Target one face-up monster in your opponent controls, destroy that target, your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Then I've got Dedication through Light and Darkness, just so we can get Magician of Black Chaos out easier. Sage's Zone. What this card does is you can activate this card when there is a face-up Dark Magician girl on your side of the field, and you special summon one Dark Magician from your hand or deck. Next up I've got the staples, so you've got Polymerization, which you can use to fuse your monsters together, Pot of Greed, and Monster Reborn. After this I've got Graceful Charity. You draw 3 cards from your deck, then discard any 2 cards from your hand. Card Destruction. This next card is an errata. So it's Card of Sanctity. The original effect is remove all cards in your hand and on your side of the field from play. Draw cards until you have 2 cards in your hand, which is it's shit. So what we do in our character deck duels, which I'm sure everyone does, is we use it how the anime used it, which is basically both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. Okay, so the final card I've got in terms of spells is Double Spell. So basically just discard one spell card, then target one spell card in your opponent's graveyard, and then you use it. So you're going to use it on things like Monster Reborn or Pot of Greed. So that does it for Yugi's spells there. I'm going to move on to his traps, and this is my favourite trap in Yugi's deck. It's an absolute classic. It's Mirror Force, and the artwork on it is absolutely amazing. So basically, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. It can just be devastating. Another classic trap card here, we've got Spellbinding Circle. 7 Tools of the Bandit, you pay 1,000 life points to negate the activation of a trap card and destroy it. Bit of a troll card here. He used this in his first duel in Battle City. Lightfall Sword. You banish one random card from your opponent's hand face down. During your opponent's 4th standby phase, after this card's activation, return the card to their hand. So it can be handy. Another really troll card here is Time Seal. Skip the draw phase of your opponent's next turn. It can really annoy them. Then we've got Dust Tornado. Magic Cylinder. This card's like awesome. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. And we've got Soul Rope. Magical Hats. Here's another card we errated here, but basically what you do is it's like the show. So you flip this and you turn your monster upside down. You take 2 cards from your deck and then shuffle them around. They've got to choose a target. They become tokens with 0 attack and defense. But in the anime, obviously it was 4 hats, and on the card it's 4 hats. So what we do is we use the trap card here as an extra hat. The final trap card in my Yugi deck is Mystical Ref Band. I'm just going to look at the artwork again. I love the artwork on this card. It just looks really cool. Basically this card, you activate only when a spell card that targets one player is activated. The effect of that spell card is applied to the other player instead. So you can use this, like I said, again with Monster Reborn or Pot of Greed. So when they flip the Pot of Greed, you flip this card over and then you get to draw the 2 cards instead of them. But I remember I was dueling my brother. He was using our Kyber deck, and he flipped the good old combo of Ring of Destruction and Ring of Defense. What I did was I flipped over Mystical Ref Panel, and basically he took all the damage and I didn't. It felt amazing. So that's it for Yugi's trap cards. Onto his extra deck. So I've got Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. I don't think he ever used this, but I've included it in there anyway. Let me know in the comments what you think. I've included Arcana Knight Joker. And the final monster in his extra deck is my favourite card of all time. It is Dark Paladin. I absolutely love this card. I remember when he used it in the Battle City semi-final against Kaiba. It's just such an amazing card. Check that out. Awesome. Right, and the final cards I've got in my Yugi deck are 4 Karibo tokens for that multiply combo. I think these tokens just look really cool. Check them out. Right then guys, so that was my Yugi Muto deck profile there. I really love this deck, like I said, and it's just so much fun to play. Growing up with Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, obviously just drawing those that first hand and looking at all the nostalgic cards there is absolutely amazing. But yeah, you can head over to my channel for more deck profiles, character deck duels, and I do Yu-Gi-Oh openings as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Until next time guys, take care.